So my name's Chris Hoare. I'm a photographer from Bristol, and I've made work about the city for the past sort of 10 years or so. The work that I'm drawn to, I would say, is subjects that I feel are kind of overlooked, sort of tackling themes of kind of identity and place. Alongside my photography, for the past 4 years or so, I've worked for Deliveroo. At times this has been kind of working a lot of hours a week. A lot of the other photography work that I had dried up. So I kind of, was out on my bike delivering food kind of during the lockdowns, really. Naturally, I think, even though it was a sort of terrible kind of worrying time, someone that makes pictures, everything became kind of weirdly more interesting. Streets became empty. Everyone was kind of figuring out what you can and what you can't do and coming to terms with it. And at that same time, I quickly realised that as someone that was doing Deliveroo, that meant I was outside, so on the street. So I thought, I'm going to take a camera and kind of record things that I was seeing. So things became quite interesting, but things stood out much more than they perhaps did before. Particularly sort of, the idea, the phrase keywork was quickly kind of being used in the media, and I don't think it's a phrase that really was kind of used before the pandemic so much. And it's a loose kind of term, but anybody that was kind of working during that time, I think I was kind of drawn to. But then also the homelessness sort of stood out and was even more pronounced than it perhaps was before. So I ended up sort of talking to a lot of homeless people who were out on the street, and made kind of images. Because it felt to be important, basically. I'd go out for lunchtime shift mostly, which is when it's quite busy, and then I would kind of hang about the hours between lunch and the evening. So sometimes it could be between 2 and 5 hours, sometimes longer. But I'd get kind of sidetracked by sort of everything was so interesting that I wanted to photo. I think my kind of I didn't necessarily think to make it a book so quickly, but in my mind I was kind of recording something kind of historic. So I kind of wanted to make it just kind of for kind of archival sake. But then after having done the work and kind of shot it, I then was asked by Harry and Michael at Besides Press. They were interested in the work, so it felt right then to kind of make a publication at that stage.